Hi, Mr. Rabelais here with another homework helper, this one on the multiplication table. Now I gotta warn you, you have to be one of those people that believes that drill and memorization of multiplication facts is good before you think this homework helper is going to be worthwhile for you or your child. I happen to be a firm believer that drill and memorization is one of the only ways, or is the only way, to develop fluency in multiplication. Let me show you the tricks that I show the kids to make drill and memorization fun so that they want to practice it again and again, and pretty soon they know all the multiples 1 through 12 from multiplication tables. Let me show you a trick. I have the kids memorize this order right here: 1, 2, 12, 10, 5, 9, 11, 4, 8, 3, 6, 7. Now that's kind of a fun way to do multiplication tables, and I'll show you why. There's lots of number patterns and multiples that happen there, and the kids go, gee whiz, that was kind of neat. I didn't realize there were that many patterns and multiples and all kind of recurring themes in those numbers, and it really makes it fun for them, so they want to do it again and again and again. In fact, my kids practice their multiplication tables all year long. When we start out, it takes 15 or 20 minutes to get a 12 by 12 grid done. By the end of the year, they're racing each other. Less than 2 minutes they can do a 12 by 12, which is 144 facts. And they start to develop that fluency in multiplication. Let me show you how I teach the kids to do their multiplication tables. Now I have them just do a regular 12 by 12 grid like this, and they can draw it themselves. Usually for the first 5 or 6 weeks of school, I'll give them a blank that looks just like this and they can fill it out. Later I have them put the X in the corner, 1 through 12 down the left-hand side, 1 through 12 across the top, and then just draw the lines on notebook paper. And we use a lot of notebook paper, but I have the kids do one on top, one on bottom, flip over on the back, top and bottom, so that they're not wasting a lot of paper, and also it helps them to do that repetition. Repeat, drill, memorization, that's what this is all about. If you're not into that, you might go look for another homework helper. This is not going to be one you're going to like. However, follow along with me and just listen to a couple of these fun things the kids do. Now, I went ahead and filled this in so we could speed this up a little bit, but here are my boxes over here: 1, 2, 12, 10, 5, 9, 11, 4, 8, 3, 6, 7. Let me show you how I have the kids do it. I want them to do their one-time tables first. Every kid knows their one-time tables. So they write them down and then across, 1 through 12, 1 through 12. Any kid can count from 1 to 12 that's in the 3rd or 4th grade, no problem. Then they scratch out the ones. Now they go to 2. And there's a rap song that goes with this. It says, start with the ones, now you're on a run. Next try the 2s, doubles what you do. So all they have to do is double the answers to the ones. A double 1 is a 2, a double 2 is a 4, a double 3 is a 6, a double 4 is an 8. So they do their 2s down and their 2s across, just using the concept of double to get 2s. Scratch out the 2s. Now come the 12s, and here's where a lot of kids get confused. Why would we go to 12s? Why not go to 3s? Because there's a little pattern that develops here with the multiplication table. Let me show you what works, and it's kind of fun for the kids. The song says that to get the answer to the 12s, look at the columns of the 1s and the 2s. So for example, because these are multiples, it works. Because they're multiplying multiples, it works. 12, 12. 2 10s and 4 1s, 24. 3 10s and 6 1s, 36. 4 10s and 8 1s, 48. You have to get a little bit imaginative down here, but the kids think it's kind of fun. 5 10s and 10 1s is 60. 6 10s and 12 1s is 72, and that continues all the way through 144. Again, they'll do their 12s down and the 12s across. Then they move on to the 10s, and 10 timetables are easy for kids. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10s down, 10s across. Then they do the 5s. And most kids can skip count by 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. If they'll do their 5s down, the 5s across. What you'll see happen is that multiplication table starts to close in, and you get fewer and fewer squares there that have to be done. So we've got our 1s, 2s, 12s, 10s, 5s. Now we're going to do our 9s. Now there's 1,000 tricks and 1,000 patterns for 9s. I like to teach the kids, I call count back. Basically what it is, we're going to do a quick insert here. 9 times 2, for example. I say to count back. Count back from what you're multiplying 9 to. Count back from 2 to 1. The answer starts with 1, and 1 plus what number equals 9? 8. 1 plus 8 equals 9. So those two digits there become kind of a guide to help you get the answer to the 9s. Well, let's just try 9 times 6. Count back, my friend, from 6 to 5. 9 times 6, the answer starts with a 5. And 5 plus what number equals 9? 5 plus 4. How about 9 times 8? 9 times 8. Count back to 7. The answer starts with a 7. And 7 plus what is 9? 72. So we can populate our 9s down and our 9s across. You'll see lots of other patterns with the 9. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You'll also see this. 45 and 54, 36 and 63, 27 and 72, 18 and 81. Again, there's literally hundreds of patterns in here. Those are some of the ones that I show the kids because they remember them easily and it makes it fun. So we've done the 9s. Everybody can do 11 times tables. It's 1D1, 2D2, 3D3, 44, 55, 66. But there's another little thing when you get down to the 11 times tables. 11 times 10. All kids should be able to multiply anything times 10 because it's times 1 with a 0 added. So 1 times 11 is 11 and stamp that 0 over, it's 110. But what if you get to 11 times 11? Well, the song says write down the number and give it room to wiggle, add the two digits and put it in the middle. So whatever you're multiplying 11 by, and this happens to be by 11, write down the number, give it room to wiggle, add the two digits and put it in the middle. 11 times 12, we're multiplying 11 times 12, so the number is 12. Write down the number, give it room to wiggle, which I didn't give much room, add the two digits and put it in the middle, 132. It works all the way up. You can do 11 times 14, write down the number, give it room to wiggle, add the two digits, put it in the middle. Just another fun way to finish up your 11 times tables. Back to the table again. Again, remember, you've got to do them down and across. That gives you one whole column and one whole row. Now, if I were doing this in real time, this would be closing, closing, closing. We only have a very few facts left. The 4s are double 2s, so find the answer to the 2s and double those. The 4s are double 2s. And the 8s are just double 4s. So the answer of the 4s, double 8 is 16. Double 12 is 24. Double 16 is 32, etc., etc. It's another fun pattern that kids find. And doubling is a real natural math skill that kids come by that I find if you can capitalize on that, it speeds them up and gives them better multiplication fluency. So we've done 4s, 8s. Now the 3s, here's interesting. Since 1 and 2 are factors of 3, you can add the columns of the 1s and the 2s. So 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 4 is 6, 3 plus 6 is 9, etc., etc., all the way down. So have the kids populate 3s down and 3s across. We're almost finished. By this time, you'll probably only have about 9 boxes left, and they're almost done with their multiplication tables. 6s are double 3s. So double 3 is 6, double 6 is 12, double 9 is 18, double 12 is 24. You can get your 6s. Again, do your 6s down, 6s across. And then what will happen is the very last square, we call the magic square, 7 times 7. That's one you just have to memorize. I don't know any tricks for 7 times 7 except 7 times 7 is 49. So have your kids practice multiplication tables. If you believe in drill and memorization and that this will help their multiplication fluency, I can tell you I've seen it. And one thing I have the kids do is that they write this multiplication table when they're taking the state test. They can open up the test booklet after the test has begun. They can draw themselves a real quick 12 by 12 grid. They can fill this in most of the time, 2, 3, 4 minutes at the very most. Then they can use that for some other things. Check out the homework helper on equivalent fractions and on some of the other things you can use the multiplication table for. Have your kids practice this. It's okay to do one every day. They can do one every day, have contests. It's a lot of fun. Homework helper, multiplication tables, practice, drill, and memorize.